Entering a client intake. To create an intake and enroll a client, navigate to a client workspace and select Intake. When initiated, you may use your current client, select a different client, or add a new client as an intake and enrollment into your program. When our client is selected, the Basic Client Information window will appear where you can enter the Universal Data Elements, otherwise known as UDEs. Universal Data Elements includes your name, Social Security, and other basic client information. It includes basic client demographics such as birth date, which gives you your age, race and ethnicity. The Basic Client Information page also collects your client's contact information. When done, click on Finish and you'll be taken to the next part of the workflow, which is Family Members. This workflow allows you to enroll all or any of your family members associated with the head of household, or you may add a new family member if that person doesn't exist in the intake. Save and close, and you'll be taken to Program Enrollment. Here is where you'll select the project that you'll be enrolling the person into. At this point, connect whichever family member you want to enroll into this project. Make sure all the details of the family are correct, their relationship to head of household, and click on Save. This will take you to the Universal Data Assessment. It will be pre-populated with the assessment date, the type of assessment, and the program that you enrolled the client in.
As a precaution, it's important to check whether the assessment date is the same as the program enrollment project start date. Sometimes the two are not the same.
You'll have to then finish any questions that have red asterisks, which indicate that these questions are mandatory. That includes disabling condition, the enrollment COC, questions about their prior living situation, the length of stay in the prior living situation, the approximate date their episode of homelessness started, the number of times that they were homeless on the streets, in a safe haven or emergency shelter during the past 3 years, including this episode, and the total number of months homeless on the streets, safe haven, or emergency shelter in the past 3 years.
Make sure that your answers to the length of stay and prior situation is consistent with the dates and the times and the months homeless.
These questions are to determine chronic homelessness.
You'll notice in answering questions that there are 3 answers: client doesn't know, client prefers not to answer, or data not collected. We term these 3 answers as the 3 musketeers, and these are answers that you would like to avoid unless absolutely necessary. They are considered by HUD as non-responsive answers, and they count against data quality.
This assessment also includes health insurance questions. You'll need to answer if they are covered by health insurance, and if so, which type of health insurance needs to be selected. Then hit Save. Other common assessments. The Universal Data Assessment is followed by other assessments that are common to federal funding sources, including HUD, ESG, COC. There is the Barriers and Special Needs Assessment, which is related to disabling condition question. Pick whichever barriers that may apply. If the barrier is indefinite, and if there are more than one, pick as many as applicable. Press Save and Close. The next assessment that is common is domestic violence. Remember to ask this question sensitively and in a safe place, and allow the client to answer whatever choice he or she may answer. Also choose to share or restrict the answer to this question by choosing the restriction value. After saving, you'll be taken to the income assessment, where you will choose their income from any source, any non-cash benefits that they may or may not have, and if you do choose yes for either income or non-cash benefit, a sub will appear, and you will choose the type of non-cash benefits that they may be receiving. Here you may also enter the monthly amount of their non-cash benefits. Save and close. You may answer their question about translation assistance needs, and a drop-down list of all the various languages that they may need translation assistance with will appear. With all these different assessments, you have the restriction value where you can choose to share or not to share the transaction. Then hit save. The assessment will ask the same questions for the other members of the family. Once you are done answering these assessments for the head of household and their associate family members, your workflow is finished. Other programs such as SSVF and street outreach programs may have other special assessments, including coordinated entry intakes and outreach questions.